Hi, everybody. My name is Lindsay, and I'm a Bravoholic.
You're preaching to the choir. Bravo, bravo, bravo.
Honey, you have to stop saying that.
Bravoholics Anonymous.
Welcome back to Bravoholics Anonymous, your weekly support group for all things reality TV. And if you're new here, this is a safe space where Bravo addicts and pop culture obsessives come to break down the drama one meltdown at a time. And today I am so lucky to have a special guest joining us. You may have seen him on TikTok scrolling by giving hot takes on the Mormon Wives or Big Brother. I have Ghostbuster Sammy joining me today.
Hi, I'm Ghostbuster Sammy. I am a Bravoholic, and I am stoked to talk all things reality TV.
We have so much to talk about today.
We have so much to talk about.
And you have so many opinions on so many things. When I was putting together this new series, something that I've always aspired Bravoholics Anonymous to grow into, which is bringing on the pop culture obsessives to talk about all the properties that we're enjoying. I was putting together our little itinerary for our Google Hangout, and I was like, oh my God, Sammy can talk about so many things. It's going to be such a great episode.
It's going to be a good episode. I have many opinions, and I watch so much TV.
First, I really want to dig into your journey as a creator. How did you go from enjoying the shows that you love on television to sharing your opinions and hot takes about them in the social space?
Well, it's funny. When I first started posting on TikTok, it was for my podcast. It was actually a true crime podcast. And I got roughly around 2,000 followers. But once the podcast was over and I had really nothing else to do on TikTok, I thought that was going to be the end of that content creator part of me. And then, I watched Sarah Talks Reality and Abigail Adams all the time on TikTok because I love Big Brother. Mm-hmm. And when the Angela and Matt Hardman fight happened,
Crazy Eyes?
Yeah, exactly. I felt like I had too many opinions inside of me that I had to spew out into the universe. And the video I did really well, pretty immediately. And I was like, all right, I could talk Big Brother. That is something I know a crazy amount about. So let's go. And that branched into other reality shows as well.
Well, so Big Brother's definitely your top reality shows. What would you say your top 3 favorite unscripted TV shows are?
Competition reality or just in general?
In general.
So if we're excluding Big Brother, Vanderpump Rules changed the way my brain works. That to me is true reality cinema, especially because they're a little bit closer to my age. Mm-hmm. Whereas Real Housewives are kind of older, and then this is gonna date me, but I was growing up watching Laguna Beach. And
love Laguna. The reunion's coming
Real
up.
World. I know. Lauren Conrad was one of my first crushes.
Yeah.
So definitely Vanderpump Rules. Honestly, The Traitors.
The Traitors is
I think
so
is probably
good.
Really up there.
Yeah.
And then it's the reason this last part is hard is because I know I have to throw Real Housewives in there, but I don't know. I mean,
you don't have to. You don't have to.
But Real Housewives is I'm gonna go with Real Housewives in New Jersey.
Okay. Why Jersey over all the other housewives?
Oh my God, because they're just, first of all, I feel like they're not as rich as other housewife franchises. Mm-hmm. It gets kind of boring watching them fly a private jet 2 hours away to go on their 8th vacation of the year.
Right.
New Jersey felt like people I knew growing up. They felt like that, unfiltered, just a complete, the lack of self-awareness, the chaos always happening over the most ridiculous stuff. I just eat it with a spoon.
I love that. And you grew up in Michigan.
I did.
And I grew up in Windsor, Ontario, which borders with Michigan. I worked in Detroit for years after I finished university. So we're pretty much neighbors. I mean, not anymore. Now I'm in LA, but we have a lot of Italians in those neighborhoods. We have a lot of Italians. So it makes sense that you felt connected to Jersey.
Those big families, yeah. And Kristen Doty, fun fact, went to my high school.
Oh my God, you're right. Dodie's a Michiganer too.
Yep, we're from the same hometown. She also went to Etzel Ford High School. She was there a year before me, but
Uh-huh.
she was in my brother's grade.
Okay, if we can ever get like a BravoCon Bravoholics Anonymous booth going, we're gonna have you bring your yearbook, your brother's yearbook, and we'll get
Yes,
Kristen to sign her yearbook photo.
absolutely.
That would
Absolutely.
be really fun. I love that. Well, those are
Yeah.
all really good. And like I have been watching Big Brother since like season 2. I've been watching since I was like a kid and it was summer and I was like I didn't even understand half the stuff that was going on.
Yes.
I was
Yep.
watching Big Brother. So I know that we're going to be talking Big Brother together at some point here. But before we jump
Always.
into something like that, is Big Brother the first reality show that really got you hooked on reality TV, or was it Jersey Housewives? Was it Laguna Beach? What was the first show that you think was like the trajectory of it all?
I think The Real World.
The Real World.
I remember watching Johnny Bananas on The Real World as it was airing. That's how old I am, by the way.
You keep accentuating that.
Yeah. Well, because I was thinking about like some of this stuff beforehand, and I was like, "Am I really about to talk about the real world and
You
real
have
rules
to.
and
You
like,
have to. This is
you
like
know,
it is foundational in all of
it,
this. We wouldn't have the
yeah,
traders if we didn't have the real world
we wouldn't have the challenge because the challenge started out with the real world
and
road
road
rules.
rules. I know.
People,
That's what I'm saying.
yeah,
So we wouldn't have traders because we wouldn't have had the challenge, because we
yep,
wouldn't have had road rules versus the real world, because we wouldn't have
yep,
had the real world. So like if you love
exactly,
traders, you have to pay homage to your ancestors here.
exactly.
What
So
city real
I would
world
definitely
do you
say
remember? Do you remember specifically what city, or was it just like watching the real
seen
world on
all of
MTV?
them.
Yeah.
The most memorable one is Real World Las Vegas for me. I don't know why that one stuck out so much. It didn't have like any breakout stars, but it was just one of those seasons where one of the lead guys in it was secretly doing I don't know how explicit are we allowed to be?
You can go mature, baby. You want to put some porn on? You can do it.
Well, he was a gay porn star.
Oh my gosh, amazing.
Yeah,
That's
but he
early.
was like
That was before OnlyFans. That's like ahead of his time.
yes. Yeah, but the problem was he was a straight man and he was dating a woman in the house. And she found out that he was doing gay porn, like that was his like career outside, and it was just like
She didn't
it
take it
just
well.
stays in my brain. I don't
I need to YouTube that clip because that sounds incredible.
It was a crazy season.
I wonder, honestly, Vegas would be such a good central hub for people like for doing a party trash house kind of show. I'm surprised they don't film more stuff in Vegas. But I bet the casinos lobby against it, like because if they keep restrictions up so people can't come in and film.
Yeah, that's a really good point actually.
As
Cuz like so much of it, I mean, they filmed a lot of like Vegas nightclubs, but they never did the like aerial shot of where they were. It was just always kind of like some ambiguous Vegas nightclub.
Yeah,
Um but yeah, I remember that would come on and then directly after would be rules. And so I never got into road rules in the same way,
hmm
but yeah, early challenge days I knew like every single person on it. I knew their lore, and then I kind of fell out of the all of that
they come
for a
from
while.
everywhere now. Now they're siphoning them from Big Brother. They're coming in from
Exactly.
Survivor. They're coming in from all the other physical competition shows. And then it seems to be like the trajectory is like if you do really well there, then you might get to be on Traders.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think that's really I love how reality TV has become a stable career for the breakout stars. Like there is a
Yeah.
whole universe that you can play in. Like Tom Sandoval in the wake of, Vanderpump Rules being canceled has like resurrected his career and his fan base arguably by doing these shows. And I think it's just goes to show like even though Bravoholics online and big and reality TV fans can get a bad reputation for an intensity of online commentary. They all, at the end of the day, everyone's just hoping for everyone to succeed, and they're reacting to disappointment. So
Yes.
yeah, so I think it's like, as much as intense as the hate can feel, the love is intense too. And I think that's a great example of how
That
no
is a
matter
great
what
example.
wrong you do in the world, you can still survive on Bravo.
Yeah. If you're a man, yeah, usually.
Yeah, totally. Well, we talked about Johnny Bananas, and I know he hits a lot of people's top three. Do you have like three favorite reality TV stars? Three people that, like, if you see them doing something, you're, oh, I'm going to be watching this.
Oh, I'm sure. Johnny Bananas would not be. I actually could not stand that man. I couldn't stand him when he was on The Real World. Can't stand him on House of Villains. My top three favorite reality stars. I should have thought about this more. I have so many that. Okay, number one off the bat, and I don't know if we like consider this a reality star like in that way because it's Big Brother centric. I am a Danielle Reyes apologist. Like,
Oh,
yes,
okay.
she does no wrong in my eyes at all. Like,
I love that. I love that.
yeah, it was a rough year for me last year when she was on the Traders because I just like I think Danielle Reyes is one of the smartest people that have ever played on these shows.
What gets in her
She's
way?
like
What gets in her way?
herself. I
Yeah.
don't, like I mean her I don't know like how much you know about her loss in season 3 of Big Brother,
Mm-hmm.
but
I
and
know.
she's the reason. Yeah, they changed the entire way the show is filmed now. She's the reason for the jury house, for being sequestered and things like that. Um, and I just any room that she's in, I just the most respect comes out of me, even if she's kind of being embarrassing.
Yeah, yeah, no, I get it. And I do agree. I think she gets in her own way. I don't know. I don't even think it's like an anxiety thing. It's like her brain is moving so fast and at this crazy frequency that I think she just is constantly overthinking, looking in dark corners for new angles. Like she's
Yes.
and that hyper focus of like of evaluation and interpretation of and trying to anticipate future moves, I think gets in the way of her social game. And
Yeah.
so that's where people pick up on something being off. And I think that's what always ends up coming back to bite her in the ass. Like
Yeah.
she can't just relax and like, I mean, specifically in Traders, appearing consistent and relaxed is a major part of a trader's success. And Danielle had a hard time with that, especially when her allies were being removed and she didn't know if she could or could not trust one of her biggest allies, who was Brittany at the time.
Yeah. And then Brittany keeps accidentally screwing Danielle over repeatedly. It's
I
always by
know. I know. I really
accident.
don't believe it's like always her first intention, but then she has
No,
to
it's
like,
not. Yeah, no,
man.
it's not.
But it's okay. That's good
Oh,
for Danielle's career. If you have a
yes.
rivalry like that alive with someone
Exactly.
also in the reality space, that really extends your career.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
My second one is Kate Chastain from Below Deck.
Okay.
She's another one, can do no wrong. I think she is single-handedly carrying this season of House of Villains
Yes.
like a server tray. Like she
Yes. Her office hours are open, okay, until they're
so
not.
good. I love that archetype of the woman, the badass woman who doesn't care what people think, will say what she wants, but like is also extremely smart.
I'm seeing a
Like,
trend. I'm seeing a
yeah.
trend. Yeah.
I love strong
You have a
women.
type.
I do.
I'm
I
surprised you
really
were an
do.
LC fan and not a Kristen fan.
Oh no, Lauren Conrad. Like I just think like I remember seeing her for the first time on my screen and being like, that is the most beautiful person I've ever seen in my
I
life.
used to go into the salon with her picture and be like, do my hair like Elsie. I want Elsie's highlights. I want Elsie's cut. She was like
Mm-hmm.
my hairdresser photograph for years.
Yeah, she's Yeah, she was just always like, I don't know. I got like, I'm getting blushy even thinking about Lauren Conrad. Like
That's
when I was a kid
beautiful.
and she was just like everything.
That's beautiful.
Um, and then my last one, and this is probably going to be the most controversial, but I
Okay.
stand 10 toes down. I don't care what anyone says. My third favorite is Scheana Shay from Vanderpump Rules.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. This is going to make people so angry.
I know.
They're going to scream. Look
Let
it.
me see. Oh my gosh.
I'm doing my first, I'm
beautiful.
going to be doing my first Bravoholics Anonymous book club on Sheena's book. And
I love Scheana. I do.
Did you read the book?
No, I haven't actually.
Oh my God. Oh my God. You need to read the book. And let me tell you why.
Absolutely.
It completely shifted my perspective of Scheana.
Oh, really?
She is, you know, one of the things I'll give Scheana credit for a few things. And one of the things I'll give Scheana credit for is she is self-aware. Like she's
Mm-hmm.
she's in touch with what's going on online. Her and like Amanda Batula, I think, are like two of the most online Bravo celebrities that there are. And she's very aware of how people perceive her, how the edits go. And this book, even if you take into account the bias of her writing a book about herself, okay? This book has so many moments in her life that I think shape the way she became this reality star and like the things she truly brought to Vanderpump Rules. And I won't forget, there's a chapter in the book that talks about season 8. And if you recall, Vanderpump Rules season 8 was the season they brought on all these newbies. That's when we
I
met
hated
Dana,
it.
Max, and whatever the other guy's name was with the hair. And they were like, we're going to bring in new blood and then we'll have the veterans because none of them work at the restaurant anymore and we need to keep the restaurant going. So all of the veterans refused to do scenes with the new people except Scheana. And
Which
coincidentally, that
tracks.
was the second time the producers demoted Scheana, so she wasn't a full-time cast member. And she was the only one doing scenes with the new cast. She had a love triangle, she did a music video with one of the guys, and she got into a fight with Dana. And I was like, she is the only one putting in the work. And everyone just wants to hate on her, and it's so low-hanging fruit.
I agree. It is low hanging fruit. And Scheana, to me, I mean, like, when early Vanderpump Rules, like the first couple of seasons, the cast talked at length about how they had a pact to like not let Scheana get much screen time, not to like bring her into the group, and like she just has that like personality and almost like instant star persona where like even without their support,
Mm-hmm.
she like raised up against them in a sense. Um, I mean, like the feud she had with Brandi from Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, like come on, like
That
that's
created
TV.
Vanderpump Rules. That feud is what
Literally,
created
yes,
it.
yes. I don't think she gets the recognition she deserves because I think every Bravo TV show has that like yes person that production uses to like get all the good information out, and that person is often tossed to the side when they're not needed. And that's what I feel about with Scheana. I think they should have like really highlighted Scheana a lot more and made her like continued a core storyline around her, but instead she just became like a lackey. Like she and
She was a
Lala just
star of a
became
Vegas show. She was like doing
yeah.
4 days a week in Vegas while they were shooting Vanderpump, and they never mentioned it.
No.
It was like, I know that there was a actual case that came out about an editor on the first like 6 seasons of the show like hating Scheana and intentionally cutting in bad stuff about Scheana, but also it was just, you know, it was a different era and they were looking
Yeah.
to paint women in a certain way. And I think if
Yes.
the show was created now, if Scheana was part of this new cast of Vanderpump Rules and she was going to headline in a show in Vegas, that would be a part of, you know,
For
that'd be a
sure.
part of her storyline for sure. Just like what's her name's bikinis or, you know.
She's also just like kind of hilarious. Like when Scandival happened and she made that song Apples or whatever, and like was like, Tom, look at my new song. And it's just ripping him apart. And she thought
Yes.
that was totally fine.
No,
Like
it was great.
queen behavior.
No, I do love Scheana. I think that's a really solid top three, Sammy. I'm really
Yes.
impressed.
I
Well,
wanted a well-rounded top three.
yeah, and I think you hit it for sure. And you didn't have to throw a housewife in the mix, which was great because you picked
That is good.
Jersey. Yeah, there's some
I will,
diversity.
yeah, don't get me started on Teresa Giudice because I'm also a Teresa Giudice apologist.
So you probably loved when she was on House of Villains. Did it do anything for you when she cooked for the house and everyone hated her cooking and she's
Oh
like
my
always
God,
talking about how good her cooking is?
so good. It was like unreal. It was like I love seeing her on TV. I want her on The Traitors so bad.
Oh, it would be really good. Who else do you want to see
So
on
good.
Traders?
I do think they need more Vanderpump Rules people, but specifically, I think they need Kristen Doty,
Uh-huh.
Detective Kristen Doty.
Yes. I want RuPaul.
I
I want
yeah,
Judge
yeah.
Judy. I want Judge Judy on there. I think that would be
How
really
old
good.
is Judge Judy now?
Exactly. Age diversity is important.
Ooh, okay, fair.
Yeah.
Well, I want Abby Lee Miller is like another
Oh
top
my
one.
God. I want Abby Lee Miller. Oh my
But like put her on
God.
there with like someone else from Dance Moms. You know what I mean? Like let's get Chrissy on the same season or Melissa on the same season.
Chrissy was just at the restaurant that I serve at in LA. She came in for
Oh my
dinner.
God, really?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
love that. That's a
Well,
brag.
no, that was that'd be a really good season of Traders. I think they should call us to consult on the casting for the next celebrity season for sure.
Yeah, they need more TLC people, in my opinion.
What if they brought on one of the 600-pound sisters?
Like the 1,000 Pound Sisters.
Yeah.
Okay, I just watched that entire show for the very first time. Like we just finished it like the other day.
Uh-huh.
I'm obsessed.
I
I'm
need to watch
obsessed.
it. I need to watch it. I've seen all their clips, but I've never
So
watched
good.
it.
It's crazy how good it is.
Or like, where's Honey Boo Boo? Like, let's get Honey Boo Boo on Traders.
Right. Like let's get some TLC people. Like you
We need
want
a
some really
mix.
unhinged. Yeah. Yeah. Right
Yeah.
now they do like 5 Housewives, like 5 Comp, 5 this. No, 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 no.
No, and
Scale
let's
it
get
down.
Cammy from Catfish. I love Cammy
Oh
on
my God.
Catfish. Let's bring her on too. She would be tough.
Janelle from Teen Mom.
They need to bring some of these other network shows onto the Traders cast. I understand
I
the
agree.
cross-pollinating of it all, but like they don't want to become Disney and like put themselves in a corner, you know?
Exactly.
Well, should we jump into House of Villains since we're talking
I
about
would
ensemble
love
casts?
to. I would love to.
Tell me what you think about the season so far and where we're at.
I think so far this is the best season we've had. I actually like wasn't a big fan of House of Villains prior to this season. Like I watched it, but like I felt like at least with the first season, it felt a little overdone. Like people were trying to just like be too performative and try to get screen time, and I watch these shows for the game. Like I want to see your gameplay. I don't all these antics and theatrics, whatever.
Right.
This season, though, I feel like the mixture of them adding a little bit more competitive stuff to it, like their own HOH room, for example, and trying to get people to game harder. This
Mhm.
cast, perfect for that.
Yeah. I think
The
Tyson
casting is like
Tyson really
insane.
introduced it in like episode 1. He pulled the lever and he gave up that HOH room and didn't want to take it right away.
Yep.
I think that was really and that kind of kicked off the strategic elements of it. But I also love that House of Villains, it feels so early aughts. It feels like a Y2K show, like two house
Yes.
members hooked up and
Yeah.
like with the lights on. Like
Yeah.
it was, and everyone in the house could hear them. Like it was just, we don't see that anymore because everyone's just so worried about their image. And it was so
Yes.
refreshing to have two people hook up and then have to deal with the aftermath of it, you know, on the show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I
I
also
thought,
think the competitions are super fun. And they're like kind of what I wish Big Brother would do. Like I wish Big Brother would make competitions simpler but like more fun to watch.
yeah.
Whereas I feel like Big Brother's been investing too much into these like giant sets and like weird kind of things. And it's like, no, do what House of Villains does. Have two people break into the house like the old days and have a fake argument and you have to remember what they're saying. Like,
Yeah, I hate that they have to
I
almost
love stuff like
confine
that.
the Big Brother people to the house for like 24 hours, 30 hours now because
Yeah.
they're building these insane sets outside.
Make it like carnival games, like House of Villains does, where it's like really simple but just genuinely fun to watch.
Or
Like
blindfolded, feel the shape of this person's face and guess whose face it
it was
is.
so good. That was so fun.
That was so funny. She's like, there's stubble. There's stubble here.
And how everyone kept thinking Tom was like a woman. Or maybe it was Tyson, one of the two.
Yeah, no, it was really funny. I also love that New York is back every season and it seems to like she gets mildly better at the game every season.
Just like a
But her
little
ego,
bit
yeah,
though.
it's literally a fraction.
Just like
Like
inching.
I hope she never wins and I hope she's on the show
Same.
every season.
Same. I also have a theory that she just lives at that house, and in order for them to film there, they have to have her in
Well,
it.
that's funny. I mean, I think she made a joke about something similar. She's like, "This is my house" on the first episode,
Yeah.
and then, oh my god, did you gag when Kate introduced herself and New York was pissed at her right away?
Amazing. Like, that was the most Kate interaction I've ever seen, and that was the most New York interaction I've ever seen.
The most Tom Sandoval interaction that I've ever seen is the opening scene of the first episode of season 4, and it's him inside the limo rehearsing that line. And then he comes out and gives the line, and it's just we were talking about Scheana Shay earlier. I just think that
Classic
like Tom and
Tom.
Scheana are like these consummate professionals. Like they practice the line, they come in, they give the line, but like never did he probably think they were already recording and going to play that.
No way. No way. I
Yeah.
think the most classic Tom is his relationship with Tyson, like their bromance. Is
Yeah.
like that little montage they did was so funny. Like
Yeah.
the editing on House of Villains is actually just hysterical.
It's the best part. The editing of that show is the best part.
Yes.
It
And they're
really
having fun. It's nice to see people on competitive reality shows have fun because sometimes it can be so serious
mhm.
that it's like, whew,
It's
this is
also
just for fun.
I don't know if it's the environment of the game or what, or if it's the casting, but it has such a good balance this season going where there's
Yes.
like light moments of them having drinks by the fire together. People are fighting or hooking up together. People are competing with each other, trying to convince each other to keep each other. There's some gameplay. It's not too heavy handed in any category. And I feel like we get a
Yeah.
great balance in every episode with it.
The casting this season, I think, like, was really excellent for that. Because, like, you have people like Kate, for example, who genuinely just makes good TV because of her attitude, but she also takes the games, like, secretly very seriously and, like, actually has good gameplay. And it's just, like, so watching her mix it up with, like, these competitive reality icons is so fun.
I'm checking out who's doing the casting this season to see if it's changed or if they've just hit their stride understanding the show.
That's a good question. It also changed networks, did it not?
Well, it did get amplified by coming to Peacock and I think it got more
Got it.
marketing. But that didn't impact like they might have just done that because the show was better, you know?
Yeah.
So, let's see. Melissa Kellner. Oh wow, the second casting person isn't even listed on IMDb. House of Villains casting director season 4. Well, they're crediting I guess I'll have to watch the credits on the show to literally
Are we on
see.
season 4 or season 3?
Oh, is it season 3? And I'm confusing season 4 with Summer House. That could be happening.
Yeah, I think we're on season 3 because last season was West that won. The season before that, it was I'm blanking on her name, but she beat Johnny Bananas.
Damn, I don't know if it's Melissa Kellner still or not. Anyway, whoever's doing it is doing a great job. You
They
know,
are, yeah.
they've really
And
figured it out.
yeah, I just think this cast blends really well together, and I also love watching Paul as well.
Yes, I
We
do
haven't seen them
too.
on the screen in so long, so that's been like really fun.
Paul hasn't been on our screen in a very long time, and I feel like Paul has really blossomed into their like persona more.
Yeah, I agree.
And they've always been really, really, really confident in their gameplay. And it's been interesting watching them navigate this season with this cast. And it's like it's not Big Brother.
Yeah, and I don't know how they didn't go home last week. I thought for sure Johnny had the votes to stay. So New York and all them must have switched, but that was like really shocking to me. And it was shocking to them, I think. They were like, what the hell?
Mm-hmm. Who do you think's gonna win the season? If you had to guess who you think's gonna win the season.
Kate. I don't know if that's
Yeah.
wishful thinking or not.
Yeah, I
But
could
I
be
think she's
biased.
playing one of the best games. I think she's going to end up taking out Tyson. And I think if Tyson goes within the next couple of weeks, then this is Kate's game. But I think Tyson is ultimately her biggest competition.
I agree. But if Tyson needs to go then because
He has to, because I think he
he's playing
knows
a
that.
great game and he's athletic. So if like
Yeah.
any final challenges for security need any athleticism, Kate's not going to be taking it necessarily.
Exactly.
You know, like the ones she's won so far this season were kind of luck. The blindfolded crawl for the doll, like that was she just went right and the doll was there. Like that was luck.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, well, we'll see what happens on House of Villains. And Bravoholics, if you aren't watching House of Villains, you can find it on Peacock. And it is an easy watch. It's a quickly addicting watch. You can just burn right through it. Before
it's also hilarious.
It's so funny.
The like argument between Kate and Johnny about JoJo Siwa like had me rolling.
Like, what do you have against JoJo Siwa? And he's like, who's a JoJo Siwa? It's just so, I love how like aware of it is and how it like really plays with where they all come from, like that the reality TV world. It's so good, and if you're into it, you're gonna love it. There was a 100%. Show on Hulu that came out like last year, and it was like Get Out of the House or something. Did you watch that?
Okay, I did. I know exactly what you're talking about. That show has so much potential to be so fun.
It was
but
so
the people
funny.
were so bad at it that it was like after like the 20th attempt, it's like, you guys.
It was Got to Get Out, and it was, if you haven't watched it, it's on Hulu, and I was literally rolling with laughter watching this show. It is so funny. The premise is that there will be certain clues either released or given to you throughout the day. There's a constant running clock and the dollar amount keeps going up, and your clues will tell you when the gate outside is going to be open, and your goal is to escape the house without anyone in the house knowing you've escaped and make a run for the gate. And if you can get through the gate, you can take the money that's currently ticking up on the wall, and that's what you win. And it was so funny because there is a golden bachelorette that was on that show. Her name is Susan. And she kept getting all the opportunities in the world to get out, and she kept falling asleep. She fell asleep and missed the window, and she would go and recruit these like young guys to help her, and she's like, we'll split it. Like, I need your help to get out of this gate because I can't run. I need a runner. So she'd go recruit all these guys, like these athletic guys, to jump in and help her with this mission. And then I remember one of them, they couldn't find her anywhere, and she was like crashed out in the bed. It was so funny.
It was so funny. Like, I need them to change it a bit to make it somewhat easier to escape, because you really don't have a chance in hell. If one person is at that watchtower that they have, you're done. Like, that's it. So I liked when the guy had to like go into the trash bins.
That was good.
Like, I thought that was a good one, but
I think the watchtower should be gotten rid of because you have to stay in the house. I think the rule should be you have to be in the house.
Yeah, I think they need to make it harder to suspect that it's happening. Because remember earlier in the season, they had it where you can like just hit the button like whenever you wanted, but they had to like stop that because they realized they could just stand there all day and
And
just
hit the
hit the
button.
gate button.
Yeah, I remember that.
So there's stuff that it has to rewire, but like holy moly, is it hilarious.
It was so good. I really wish I could see that show come back. And I think they
And
could bring on
Spencer
some really,
Pratt was on it.
yeah, I remember. And he was so funny when he was on it too. It was a great spot for him. And now he's running for LA mayor.
Of course he is.
Well, I think there is a lot, Sammy, for us to talk about when it comes to the secret lives of Mormon wives. If you don't
Yeah.
follow Sammy on TikTok, I'm going to share their handle below for you to click and follow because Sammy always has hot takes and has been right on top of all of the Taylor Frankie Paul news that's been coming out over the last 2 weeks. And let's just open the gate with, do you think they should keep The Bachelorette on the air? Or do you think they were right to have canceled the season?
No, I think they should have kept it. I'm like, I don't know. I'm one of those people, I want to see all of it. Like, I want to see the reality TV. She already is platformed. It's not like The Bachelorette is, it's not like she's an unknown person and The
Mm-hmm.
Bachelorette is going to make her famous. I think I would have a little bit more of an issue with that. But I'm more of like, stand by your production. You made this decision to have her on there. You
Yeah.
knew she would be controversial. I'm sure that she's yanking roses out of dudes' hands and throwing it at them.
Yeah.
That's the choice you guys made. I want to see it.
I want to see it too. I think I have a theory that they canceled it because maybe she like, even if it was just like a chest slap or like a light push on some guy, I think she might have gotten a little physical on the show
I
and they're
fully
like,
agree.
and they're like, we can't air this now. We literally cannot.
I fully agree.
I also thought that for sure Dakota was going to show up on the show. For sure.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh,
I thought for
didn't
sure he
think
was
so.
going to fly in and be like, I want to be part of this cast. I want a chance at you, Taylor. But like, I always, okay, maybe unpopular opinion. I'm sure now it's a little mixed opinion, but even before this news came out, I always thought Taylor was trashy. Like, I thought a really defining moment I saw from her on Mormon Wives was when she got to go to the CMAs and like give an award. And she like had a complete meltdown because in like the 4 hours that she was doing that, no one went online and posted about it in her like group. And I was like, what the heck is going on? Like, maybe they're chasing their kids around at the park. Why are we so stressed if they acknowledge that you gave an award away at the Country Music Awards? Like,
Yeah. I knew, like, I kind of ran with, like, bad crowds in high school, and I knew a lot of
bad
Taylor
crowds in
Frankie
Michigan?
Pauls. Yeah! I grew up, like, right next to Detroit.
I know. I'm just picturing it. Okay, so you ran with bad crowds and what?
Like, West Side Story type. No, we were just,
yeah.
like, you know, we were the kids that skipped class to smoke cigarettes and weed and stuff like that, you know. And I've met 1,000 Taylor Frankie Pauls, the girls who wear the Cookie Monster pajamas, eating hot Cheetos while they're like screaming at someone all the time, you know. Um, and I don't understand how anyone sees her differently than that. Like,
I know.
you've never met a chick who's just like constantly going off, just at friends, family, significant others,
everybody.
Like, you ever have that friend you're afraid to like tell things to because you know she's not going to be able to like handle her impulses?
No,
like,
that's so real. And you could see it when you see her family. You're like, oh,
yeah.
now I understand.
I had a friend in high school, and like a close friend in high school, who threw a chair at a teacher, and I was like unfazed. I was like, yep, that's her. Like,
that is wild, but it's like, no, I mean, yeah, we all know that. We all had friends like that. I mean, at least I did. I knew people like that. Or I had a friend that somehow everywhere we went attracted that other girl. So like we would literally go, we'd be like at a basketball game and like this girl from another school was there, and she's like, you looked at me the wrong way and now we're gonna fight. And I was like, please don't fight her, like she
Yes.
literally can't fight. And my friend was like, such a ditz. She'd be like, what did I do? And I was like, no, we're not fighting, like we are not gonna fight you.
Yes, I had a friend like that too.
She would
always be like,
literally attract all the Taylor Frankie Pauls, like they would see her like
yeah.
and I was like, no.
I honestly think the internet is really overcomplicating it. Like, I think it's
they are
pretty
too.
obvious who Taylor Frankie Paul is. We've known since season 1. She yells at everyone. She's like really hot-headed. She says herself she has no impulse control. Like, it's just like we all know that person.
Yeah. And I really
I
think
don't agree
that
with anything she did, and I don't think she should continue being on Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, because like I think once it gets to like that child abuse level specifically, it becomes a little bit more unforgivable on a show where your whole shtick is that you're a mom.
well, I think we should watch the fallout. I was like this with Stassi, honestly. And I
Yeah.
believe we should not just cut bait and get rid of these people when they make these mistakes. We should let the law intervene and do what the law does. And then we should record all the Mormon wives' reactions to Taylor, watch
100%.
them confront Taylor, watch them have discussions with Taylor about her behavior and how it's affecting the group. And then if they want to do that on the show, kick her off the show, they should do it. But I still want to see the aftermath. I don't care how problematic it was. I'm kind of like of the outlook that we put these people on these shows because they're controversial. So why are we punishing them for being controversial? Like we put these people on shows because they have something about them that could be breaking the law, could be bad, could be really good, could be both, because people are very dynamic. And I want to see if someone makes a mistake like this, I want to see what happens to them. I don't want them just to drop off the face of the earth. Now, if they want to donate all of their salary that season to a cause that benefits something that they negatively impacted, I think that's a really great compromise to make with the studios and with their teams. But like, I don't think we should be cutting them short. Like, I would have loved to see Stassi, at least in one episode, going to be coached on how to open up her mind to other people and the things she's saying and doing and how it impacts other people of minority groups. Like, she could have donated her salary to those causes. You know what I mean? Like, I just think if CPA takes Taylor's kids away or gives them to the dad, let's watch Taylor cry about it on TV when she lost her kids,
because those are natural consequences. And that's my thing too, is that I want to keep reality in reality TV, which means it's not always going to look pretty. It's going to be divisive. It's going to be triggering. It's going to be in some areas uncomfortable. And like, that's what creates good discourse. But instead, what we get is people hiding everything. And then we all get on the internet with 10% of the information because they won't show us the other 90% and argue with each other on what that 90% could be.
Ugh, and then it markets the show more. God damn it. We're monsters.
Well, and I also think there's a discussion to be had too about like women being astronomically more punished than men on these shows. I mean, Jax Taylor has always been abusive, has always been problematic, and he got his own show. Like
that man inspired an entire segment on Bravoholics Anonymous called Demonic Behavior. And Janet coined the term talking about Zach, but for an entire 2 seasons, Jax took the title every episode. It was just, I'm so happy that he's off the show because he is actually like a physical threat to multiple people. It's not just, it's not, and his illnesses are impacted by fame and by being on the show. Like those things are what make him toxic. So that makes sense to remove him from the space. And like, I'm happy they made that decision because I literally had said this in the past covering the show here on Bravoholics in the past, but I really think that the Valley saved Brittany's life. Like I think the fact that the camera crews were there every day kept her alive in the house.
Yes. I actually really, really agree with that. I do think that Jax's time is up in terms of like needing to see him on reality TV anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's like gone way beyond just like wanting to see fallouts and stuff like that. Like it's yeah, that's a
It's only
whole
I think
fucking
his
other
story's
level.
only going to get worse too because okay, let's say
Yes.
he's okay. Let's say this season he gives himself the Delulu he's done in the past where he's like, I'm working on developing other shows. I'm going to be a producer now. I'm going to sell, I'm going to try, I put together The Valley and sold it. I'm going to put together other shows and sell them. Let's say he thinks he's doing that right now because we know he's not in recovery. Let's say
No.
we know he thinks he's doing that right now while The Valley just finished filming and is now about to air on TV. Next season, when he realizes that none of these shows he's created are getting picked up and nothing's going anywhere and they're filming again and he's still left out, that's when it's going to start to bother him. And that's when we're literally going to see him like outside glass windows trying to get on
Absolutely.
TV.
1,000%.
Yeah,
Couldn't
it's
agree
going to
more.
they're going to I'm shocked that Brittany hasn't got restraining orders and like hasn't I
I mean, we've been
I know
telling. I
she's
mean,
deeply
we've been.
programmed. I know, but it's just
Yeah,
it's crazy.
I have no idea. And also, like with all of this footage coming out from TMZ with the chair throwing from Taylor Frankie Paul, I've been kind of like, Brittany, now's the time to release that ring camera footage.
Yes. Yes. I would love
Now's
to
the
watch that
time. You're
ring
not
camera
gonna get a better
because you
time.
know they alluded to the camera footage and that was just one thing. You know that
Yeah.
there's like a whole slew of things that
Oh, I'm sure.
she could make a documentary.
She should make a
She
documentary.
should make a
Honestly,
documentary and sell it and pay for Cruz's college.
fuck yeah. Because I hate
'Cause-
Jax Taylor.
What?
I just hate Jax Taylor.
Me too. Me too. I went to his bar one time.
Oh, really?
When it was
How was
here
it?
because I'm in the valley. So it's we went on a random
Oh,
St.
okay.
Patrick's Day because we had nothing going on. And we're like, should we go to Jax's and see what it's like? It was terrible. It was terrible.
Of course it was.
It didn't have real lime juice. They used sour mix. And I was like, this is a crime. We live in LA. You can get limes. Like I could reach my arm out right now and grab a lime and I'm inside. You
That's
know?
so funny.
It was
And
just
also so Jax, like of course.
of course he made like a trashy Florida bar. Ugh.
Yeah.
Ugh. Well, okay, let's talk about the Jen Affleck spinoff series. It's supposed to take place in Orange County. There are other women on the show. It's not just about Jen. I know the
Right.
Discord online is very like anti-Jen. What do you think about what you've heard so far? Do you think people are going to like this show? And I know we don't really know who the new people are that are going to be on it, but like, do you think there's a space for a spinoff of Mormon Wives at this point?
I think there's a space for a spinoff. I don't think it's with Jen Affleck.
I know. I'm like, why did they choose
Like,
her of
why
all
did they-
people?
That's more of my thing. Of all of the people you had to choose, it feels like they're like, oh, well, everyone's talking about Zach and Jen, so like, let's get them their own show. And it's like, no, you're already doing it. You're doing it again. You're doing a Dakota and Taylor Frankie Paul thing, but with people who have the personalities of like paper bags. Like, there's nothing entertaining about them.
No, there's Jen
Zero.
literally retreated from half a season of the show and just hid in her house and didn't show up. I don't think it's smart to invest in people that like again, this you know what? We're all bringing it back to Scheana Shay. I don't think it's smart to invest in the people that aren't going to be proven to carry a show. And if Jen had half a season where she just disappeared and everyone was like, where's Jen? On like a bunch of episodes. And she's like, she's having a hard time with her mental health. She's locked inside. I just don't think that she's somebody who should be like the face of carrying a spinoff show. Why can't we give it to Miranda? I love Miranda.
There are so many other options.
I know.
I mean, I would love like a
Whitney,
Macy. Like,
Macy.
Whitney would be ideal, but I think her career is going to climb to like different lengths. I think she's going to outgrow the show. But like, nobody wants to watch the 12th scene of Zach being like, well, why don't you get to work and I don't work and I have to go spend time with my kids?
I hate that guy. I'm not rooting for them. I'm not rooting for them.
I don't even like to hate them. It's different when there's a villain that you kind of like to hate. Like that to me, like a Teresa Giudice. Like every time she's on the screen, it's like I don't like her. Like I don't agree with her a lot of the time, but she's fun to kind of be like, well, girl, what the fuck? They are not fun. They are not fun. They are every couple that you've ever been stuck hanging out with who are fighting in the corner while you sit there. Like, there's nothing
Yeah.
fun about them. There's nothing
No.
about their dynamic that even screams leadership or
Or I'm
star
rooting for you.
potential.
Tyra would
Yeah,
never scream that she was rooting for them. Never.
ridiculous.
Well, where do you think Whitney could go? I mean, so what I love about Ariana Madix's trajectory is it was very tangible. She
Yeah.
wanted to do Broadway. She has a little improv history, so we see her going on to St. Denis Medical on Peacock, the comedy like sitcom show. She did a little guest star moment for 2 episodes on there. I think it was 2 episodes, maybe 3. And we saw her go to Broadway, and then of course she's the host of Love Island, something she also vocalized great interest in.
Yeah.
And it's going to another reality show as well. So we see her diversifying, but staying in a wheelhouse of things she's like openly said that she has great interest in. Besides dancing and Dancing with the Stars and doing Broadway, where do you think Whitney's headed?
Well, I think she could do more Broadway, honestly. Like, she has the dancing abilities to like really do well in a lot of shows on Broadway. But I also think, like, if we're talking spin-offs and stuff like that, like, instead of a spin-off of like The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, I think she and Connor should just have their own show. You
Mm,
know, that like
yeah.
kind of follows that career and trajectory and the drama that's left over from Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. Like, I think watching those two both grow into like what they're doing has been super fun to watch on social media. So
Mm-hmm.
I feel like if we could see their projects in a more episodic way, I think that would be
Mm-hmm.
really fun.
I just think it's such a big risk for their like family health if they had their own show like that. I would
I
really
know
worry
it's a
about
big
like
stress on like the relationships.
it's a huge stress, and if they're like the main couple and we're watching like how he's juggling the family while she's pursuing like and being the breadwinner, I would worry about like what that would do for them. And I do wish the best for Whitney and Connor. Like I do really like them.
But do you
Hmm.
think they're like they've kind of reached their peak?
I don't know. I don't know. I would need like at least with Ariana Madix, we're seeing diversification. And with Whitney,
That's true.
it's still been kind of one note. Even though it's climbing, it's still one note. So unless they made a show about Whitney starting a dance school, if Whitney started like an Abby Lee style dance school and then they brought in dancers and moms, what if they rebranded Dance Moms and brought in Whitney and she started a school? Because then that could kind of protect the family. She could still have drama with the other moms in a new way. You know, like that I could see being like a branch and a stem off, but I'm not sure if I know that Whitney in the past has expressed interest in like auditioning and getting into more movies and stuff. I haven't seen it yet. I do know
Yeah.
that they do film Hallmark movies in Utah. They, if she could get into like a new branch of Hallmark holiday movies, I think that would be really good for her too. If I was her manager, those would be the directions I would push.
What about competitive reality though? Like The Amazing Race, for example. I think Shane Connor
Oh,
would be really interesting to
yeah,
watch
no,
on that.
that's a really good one. They could definitely both be on The Amazing Race.
The Traders, like she could definitely go into more competitive reality. Dancing with the Stars is competition.
You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, good. That's a good branch too. Whitney, you can hire us to consult, okay?
Right. Right. The sky's the limit, Whitney.
That's true. Yeah, we're dreaming big here, but we have to keep it grounded, you know, we have to be able to hit the marks. But I think that that'd be a really good direction. I also just think that like the Secret Lives of Mormon Wives and the holiday movie demographics
Like, yeah,
are
merge
intertwined. Like
really
I
well.
really think that you're going to be satisfying the same audience and like growing your audience at the same time.
What if she joined Real Housewives of Salt Lake City? hmm hmm Think about that for a second.
I am thinking about I'm
Think about
thinking about the
Whitney and
dynamic.
Meredith
I'm thinking
Brooks.
about who she'd be aligned with and how that would play out.
She'd be aligned with Whitney. They could
Yeah.
be.
Yeah, she would. If she okay, hear me out. Hear me out. And this is like I know that some Bravoholics are going to be pissed that I say this.
I love it.
But if Whitney came on and was able to start poking at some of the storylines that appear to be untouchable on Salt Lake City, like truly, that would be really, really interesting. And when I say that, yes, I mean Mary Cosby's church cult. I mean, I know her son just died, and that is horrible. But I just can't believe that it's the money and where Mary's money comes from isn't being addressed. And I really think that
No,
Mary
I wonder if
is
there's like a
now
legal reason.
uh, it's not, and she's still doing the church, so I really want them to approach that. And I want them to face that head on. I want to hear about that because I don't think it's clean.
Me neither. And I think they like really skated past it. But also, do we think Mary Crosby is going to continue being on the show now that her son has passed?
Yes, she loves doing the show, and I think she finally found a space. She took that year off, and then she came back, and then I think she finally like figured out or was coached from a producer on how to appear on Housewives without actually having to like share a lot of your life. Yes, she did share about her son and that stuff. I don't even know if her husband's still alive. Like I haven't heard anything about her husband in 2 seasons. And she's doing a really good job of, there's a role you can take on these shows and it pretty much is a friend of. It's not a housewife.
Right.
But because she's like Black representation on the show, I think she keeps the housewife title. I think if she was white, she would just be friend of. But what she does is she comes in and supports. She tells Meredith, like, we're here, we care about you. And she's going and leaning and trying to be supportive, even though she's throwing in some shade here and there in her commentary. Instead of actually like us delving and learning more about her. And I think that's like, people really like her snarky remarks. And I kind of see through it. I see that it's a defense mechanism so that producers aren't diving even deeper into her life. But like eventually we're going to have to go there if she stays on the show.
I agree. There's actually, I think, nothing that kills a Housewives franchise or any Bravo franchise for that matter than cast members who actually don't share their lives.
Yeah.
Lala Kent is another one of these.
Yes.
All of her life happens off camera and she just tells us about it from like her perspective. And it's like, nothing
Really
about
annoying.
you feels real at all. Why are you on the show?
Mm-hmm.
I think we're starting to see that with Giselle and Real Housewives of Potomac.
Vanita. Vanita's been doing it.
Yes, exactly. So I agree with you there. I think nothing like kills the burn of a show than cast members who refuse to share their personal lives.
Yeah, you go on these shows, you have to know it's coming. You have
You
to
have
know
to.
that's part of it. And I don't like when they think they can almost trick us out of it. It just makes me ask more questions. I'm having that problem this season with TJ on Southern Hospitality.
I thought you were talking about TJ from Real Housewives of Potomac.
No, but TJ from Southern Hospitality, he's been around, and it seems like I was talking about this with Taylor Valentine a couple weeks ago here on the podcast, but it just seems like he's only there to like be the potential gay bait. Like, did he make out with Joe Bradley? Did he make out with Justin? Like, we don't know, and I don't know anything about TJ besides that, and that he has a hot dog company now. That was something he integrated last season. But like, where does he come from? What are his interests? Is he looking for a long-term partner? How is he trying to find that long-term partner in the South? Like, he plays this really vital role of being one of the first gays on a Bravo show that's getting screen time and is being represented in a community that, you know, in the South, in the community that has been like very restrictive. And I have so many questions, and the intrigue is there, but he's not delivering in that sense. Like his other gay counterparts that are newer to the show have been, like Michael's. So I just think, like, if you're a reality star and you're coming on, you just got to be game. You got to show your life and what's up. And that's why we love the Lisa Barlows and the Teresas, you know, because they're just like, they know what they're getting, and they're like, I'm here to do it. And that's why they become the Girls Trip Housewives superstars.
Yeah, exactly. I fully agree.
Well, let's transition from talking about Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, and let's talk about both of our favorites, Big Brother.
Oh, my favorite. I could talk about Big Brother indefinitely.
Me too. Are you a live feeder?
Oh my.
Oh, wait. Oh my God. Look, the shirt.
busy watching the live feeds. I have this TV
Wait, you're
mounted
gonna have to be texting me
specifically.
this summer. You're gonna have to be texting me this summer because I will have it on in the living room, and if I hear whispering, I will like run out and be like, "What are they whispering about?"
Oh, I'm not even just a live feeder. I'm like kind of a crazy live feeder. Like I have like a
Which
whole
live feed
live feed
room do you
set
sit
up.
in? Are you like in Evil Dicks or what room are you in?
I have my mounted TV
Uh-huh.
right here for the live feeds. I got this just for the live feeds. Like, and
Good.
I'll put my
Yes.
computer on here, and the computer monitors will have the individual cameras. Or I'm sorry, yeah, the individual cameras, and the big screen will have all four cameras.
Oh my
Um,
God.
and I have notes. I do like the live feed updates. Yeah, I'm a crazy live feeder for
No,
sure.
I love that. I love the live feeds because I think it makes Big Brother so special. You
Yeah.
truly, as a viewer, and if you like reality TV competition shows and you haven't gotten to Big Brother or you've watched Big Brother but only the broadcast episodes, you get the full picture watching the live feeds. You see the actual gameplay. And one of the most significant seasons for me on the live feeds was Derek's season where he won because I got to see truly what his game was. And
Yeah.
his game was very similar to Rob Roush's game this season on Traitors. Like if you
Yeah.
told me that Derek called and coached Rob on how to be a traitor, I would have believed it because it's sit back, smoke a cigarette, and if anyone comes to talk to you, tell them how great they're going to look in front of America. That was Derek's
Yeah.
whole game. Derek's whole game was like, Sammy, America's going to love you. You know, they're really going to get to know you and they're going to like you. And then everyone would leave that conversation and be like, I like Derek. And that's literally
Yeah.
how he coasted all the way to the final.
Yeah, I think there's just like nothing better like that gets your adrenaline pumping when you're watching the live feeds and you're seeing multiple things go down at once. So, for example, I think one of the highlights of BB27 was the week long Vince's HOH where Morgan was harassing him all week.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a moment where they were arguing in the HOH room at like 3 in the morning,
Uh-huh.
arguing in
Because
the
they would do
HOH
it for
room.
hours. They would do it for
Oh,
hours.
hours. And I would be glued the entire time. And at one point, Morgan is getting mad and she leaves the HOH room and goes into the workout room because they're fighting over Lauren. She wants him to
Mm-hmm.
put Lauren up.
Of
He doesn't
course.
want to do it. And I'll never forget watching her leave the HOH room, Lauren go up the stairs into the HOH room, and then seeing her in the gym finally get back up to go back into the HOH room and being like, oh my God, she's going to lose her mind when she finds out Lauren is in there.
I know, literally lose her mind. And
Like,
Lauren was just like, la 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 la,
yeah.
tra la la, go through the house. And it was like, because Lauren was so, it's almost like Vince had created like this crush and this interest in her because she wasn't like giving a lot. And then
Yeah.
she would like hang out and just like kind of be like, okay, sounds good. And Vince is like, see, I knew I liked that Lauren. I'm not going to get rid of her. She's an ally. And like Morgan is like, "Rah!"
Yeah, yeah, they're
It
like,
was
I mean,
so funny. Like, I can only imagine. It was crazy. If Vince didn't have a girlfriend, I think Morgan would have blew her top even more.
oh, I agree.
I think the girlfriend saved Vince to a degree,
I
even
do too.
though, lines were crossed all over the place, but whatever.
Yeah.
What do you think would really spice up a new season of Big Brother? They've tried a number of things over the years. Have you ever had any ideas of what you would suggest that they do to Big Brother to make it even more spicy, this many seasons in?
I mean, honestly, I think they need to go back to the originals and cast normal people. I
Yes,
mean,
not
it's
influencers.
yeah, I mean, it's totally natural as a normal person to go on Big Brother and then you get a following and it just kind of happens. But like having people who already have these like massive followings or these massive brand deals, like one or two of them, okay, but I mean, I think like a lot of the most recent seasons of Big Brother have been completely overrun
Well,
with
everyone's just
like,
cast and no one even watches
yeah.
the show.
Yeah, and that's the problem to me. And like
Ugh.
it's like production doesn't have a whole lot of self-awareness, because they'll cast people, the majority of the house, who have never seen the show or watched it once or twice when they were kids. And then they'll put in Rachel Riley and expect it to be this like big twist. And then you just have a room full of people being like, who? What? And it just completely falls flat. And it's like,
Yeah, who,
well, why?
what?
How would
Okay,
they know who
I
she
guess I'll
is?
listen to her. I guess I'll listen to her because it's either who, what, okay, or who, what, okay, I guess I'll do what she wants to do because she knows how to play the game better than me. It's just like, it's not, you can't throw in a vet like Rachel Riley and not give her strategic game players. At that point, you might as well
Yeah,
make it like an all-star season and have other
exactly.
reality stars come in to play against her.
Yeah, I think like toning down the theatrics of like, oh, there's a mastermind, mwah. Like all that
I
shit can
hated the
go.
mastermind. I
I
hated the
hated it.
mastermind.
I hated it. I just thought it
I
was
hated
too
it so much.
corny.
I loved the theming of the house. And
Me
I think and
too.
like and I heard that last season on Big Brother, the mastermind of it all was a big conflict between two different production teams on Big Brother. Like the games team and the actual production team were at war with the concept and didn't agree on it. And that's why like the mastermind would just like disappear for 6 weeks and then all of a sudden come back.
It wasn't well thought out, and like it also didn't bring anything to it.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think if the mastermind was providing twists that they could find or investigate around the house to like give it a reason to be there, but
I wish
I
it could have been as simple as the mastermind was leaving immunity or
yeah,
or power hidden powers like
right.
it could be the mastermind's house and you could find like the mastermind's diamond power of veto like
Right.
they could have just it's that simple they could have literally just done stuff like that but it feels like they just forgot about it until like OTEV.
Yeah, I feel like Big Brother teetered from campy to like cringy with these like big things. And I'm just more of a fan. I want to see the most competitive people
I
all
loved
fight
reindeer
really hard
games.
for
I
it. Oh, I
loved
loved
reindeer
reindeer
games.
games. I loved
I
it.
was
I was
bummed they didn't
glued.
have another one last season. Like, I think reindeer games should be annual.
Me too.
I
I
don't know
think it's
why
really
that.
good for returning players too, who want to be back in the house and play a Big Brother-esque game without the commitment of live feeds and 90
90 days.
days and slop and oh, that's another
Yeah.
thing. I think they should get rid of have-nots. There's
The
like
have
no
not room,
purpose to them anymore.
it's just so overdone. If you're going to really do have nots, make it fucking torture then.
Right.
Like,
And they
make
also
it.
like don't even show it on the episodes anymore.
I know. They don't show slop. They don't show have nots. They don't. None of it. It's not even part of it. I don't know. It's just like there's so many elements to Big Brother that they've gotten rid of. What happened to the old school competition of put your hand on the car? If you let
Yeah,
go, you're gone.
exactly. Like that's the biggest twist I need,
And
honestly.
also like let's pump it up. Let's play with more. You know, like people used to pay back in the day for like a plane to fly by with a message for the
Yeah.
house guests to
The
read.
Vanderplanes.
Like
Yeah.
why doesn't production fly some drones over with clues to stuff? Why don't they play with like the three-dimensional element of the house? That would be really really fun and interesting for them to not be sure if it's like real or not real, but it's another capacity of information sharing in the game or
Yeah,
how
just
things could be played with.
like simple, subtle, small things. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they try to overcomplicate it now to make it, I don't know, catchy or something. I don't know, but I think it falls flat. I think at
I
the end
did
of the
love
day, people just want to see people try to win almost $1 million.
to it's oh, and by the way, the prize money has to go up. What the
I
fuck is
yeah,
that?
I know. It's
How is
crazy. I
how are
don't
you
know how
giving
it
90
hasn't.
days to them and they're not even giving you 1 million yet? Like in this economy? Hello.
Crazy. They have to
Um
raise it soon, I imagine.
if they do not raise it this year, like people should I just think it's not fair. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I
If
agree.
Deal or No Deal Island is getting over 1 million, why is Big Brother not?
There's a reason that show got canceled.
It had potential. It did. It had potential. I loved the idea of, I mean, I hate Deal or No Deal, but I love the idea of another island reality show. I think there's so much space
Yeah.
for destination reality shows. Like
Yeah.
they do well and they get good players because people want to take the free trip.
Of course. Yeah. That's a good point.
I would do a reality. I'd do a White Lotus reality show where people have to go survive as a hotel worker.
So like below deck, but for
It's below
hotels.
deck, but in a White Lotus style hotel in Hawaii.
There you go.
Wouldn't that be good? Or like Thailand, and you have to give massages to people, and like that'd be great. It'd be horrible. It'd be horrible, but it'd be great.
That's kind of what Vanderpump Villa is.
Did you watch Vanderpump Villa?
I love Vanderpump Villa.
I watched it too. I really enjoy it. I think that
Me
season
too.
2 is way better than season 1.
Agreed. Fully agreed.
And I'm really excited to see where it goes. I heard that Stassi and her team recorded a reality show as well about like her podcast world.
Nice.
I
Okay.
I
I
don't
love Stassi Schroeder.
I wonder what I hope that her team has some controversial people on it to make it interesting.
100%. They will. It's Stassi.
I know, but I just don't want like Stassi is so good that like I don't want her integrity to ever be compromised in the way when I talk about her integrity, I mean her authenticity. Like
Yeah.
Stassi, it has always kind of remained true to who Stassi is, even through the peaks and valleys of her reality TV presence. And I just don't want to see like her become a Lisa Vanderpump where she's like untouchable or not like being authentic on camera.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, like, we're worried she'll turn into Lisa Vanderpump.
I'm worried about it. I am
Yeah.
worried about it because
I get it.
I can't see Stassi ever being refined like that. And if she all of a sudden becomes protected or refined, it's going to destroy her reality TV image in my eyes. Like
I totally agree.
I want season 1 Vanderpump, I am the devil. Like
Yes.
I want that all the time. And even like her season 2 on Vanderpump Villa, which is another summer show. God, I'm so excited for summer. Another summer show.
I know, me too.
Like Love Island, Big Brother, and Vanderpump Villa. I can't wait.
I'm also really excited for new Love Island.
Me
I
too.
have been like craving Love Island.
Oh, I can't wait. We're gonna have the best summer ever.
As long as they don't screw it up like they did last season, like I'm gonna need them to stay in Casa Amor for a full week. I'm gonna need movie night back.
Yeah, what the
Like,
hell? I think movie
I
night's gonna
don't
be
believe
back.
it.
They can't not do that. Like everyone was outraged.
I don't know why they
And
did all the choices they did around Casa Amor last season. I think it completely ruined the season.
I feel like either one. I don't know. It must have been really stressful to have to follow up the previous season because the previous season was such a breakout hit.
Yeah.
That I imagine like everyone couldn't agree on what to do. But stick with the tried and true formula, okay?
These producers play with their food too much.
You're right.
Stop
They all
messing
just
with
want
the
to I
good
think they all
thing.
just want to claim that they did something.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be all that. Reality TV should be really simple, actually. Humans are they're attracted to chaos, they're attracted to drama. It'll happen. Keep it tried and true.
Okay, Sammy, I know you've been watching Survivor 50.
Of course.
I am not a big Survivor person, and I think that I one day will be, but I just haven't gotten into it.
Got it.
Tell me about what's going on Survivor 50 and if there's anything that you're loving that the Bravoholics should check out.
So Survivor is very new to me. I like watched it back in high school back in the day, kind of casually, but didn't watch it for years. It was one of those shows that when I first saw it, I felt like it was like too Survivor mode. Like I didn't like seeing them not eat, and like I didn't like to see how skinny people got. So
Yeah.
I kind of like was like eh. So I recently got back into it and watched like all of like modern era and some of the past seasons, and like Survivor 50 is honestly okay. Like it's not really blowing my skirt up as much as I'd hoped. Maybe it's because I don't know these people maybe as intimately as other people do,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't know what it is. It's like the editing of the season is weird. it
Oh.
it like focuses so much. There's like 24 of them. They focus so much on like 5 players and just completely ignore everyone
Everybody
else.
else? That sucks. And they
Yeah.
hyper fixate on their sob stories. I hate when they do stuff like that.
I think that's less so a thing in Survivor 50, mostly because I think you already kind of know everyone's sob stories. It's just
Okay.
more so that, like, I feel like you'll get like a 10-minute scene about one feud that, like, doesn't have any kind of solution by the end of the episode, but we will get it every single episode. And then it's
Hmm.
like, what's going on with everybody else, though? Like, what?
Yeah. Yeah.
The
Where's the other
editing.
24 members of the cast?
Yeah, and there were like a lot of decisions that production made this season I don't super love. Like I think they're getting like over celebrity with it. Like they had Zach Brown on it and it took up almost an entire episode
Oh,
and it
wow.
was just like what is this? Jeff Probst is also being, in my opinion, uncharacteristically theatrical this season.
Yeah.
Um, he's rapping, he's doing impressions. The whole
Oh,
thing
he's
feels like a
rapping?
variety show.
Is that because he doesn't have his podcast anymore? I heard that
Dude, I
like
don't
he had a
know.
podcast, they took it away, and so now he's like or he had like a side segment show or something where they would like come to his hut and talk to him about stuff.
I don't
L-
know. They're doing too much with Survivor 50. Again,
Yeah.
I think just the premise of having all these icons together is enough to be interesting, but they're just adding in like so much filler stuff and I feel like when it's not filler stuff, it's just the same feuds we're seeing episode after episode after episode. We're not getting, I don't know. I don't know what it is, but it's
Mhm.
okay. I don't
It's
hate it.
okay. Yeah, but it
It's
got so
not
much
like
hype. It was
making my
getting
heart beat
so much hype
fast.
before it
Like,
started. And I
yeah.
was like, I hadn't heard very much about it. So I was like, oh, I'm going to ask Sammy because he seems to watch Survivor. And it seemed to be like it was going to be a really big thing.
I think it has the potential to get better. I think there's
I
still
wish they
like
did
kind of
live
too
feeds for
many.
Survivor. Like, I would love to watch
Same.
them sleeping on the sand,
Yes.
like, 24 hours a day. I think that'd be great.
Oh, yeah, same. I'm also like I could be biased because I'm not always someone who's very good at reading the edit. You know, like
Hmm.
you have creators on this app that will be able to look at a trailer and be like, here's what this means from an editing standpoint. And my brain just doesn't think that way, which is why I love the
Yeah,
live feeds for Big Brother, because then I can know the full truth. You know, I don't have to rely on an edit to tell me the full truth.
right.
Um, so I think that I don't know what it is with this editing this season, but it just feels weird. It just feels like I'm seeing the same episode over and over and over again
Hmm.
and nothing's really coming from it yet.
Well,
It's
that's a
still
hot
very early.
That's true, but that is a hot take. And I wonder if they're doing the same thing that they did on Traders this season. My co-star on the podcast, Thomas Norman, made a really wise uh like observation when we were covering the show. The first half of Traders, they were like just focusing on like 5 or 6 people the entire first 6 episodes for the
Yeah.
edit. And then of course those people were all kicked off and then they start picking up coverage on the other people. So I wonder, as you're watching Survivor, kind of clock if the people getting attention are the ones that are being gradually removed from the show. Or,
Right. Right.
I thought that was like, so once we realized that was happening, it was kind of telegraphing what was going to happen in the next
Yeah.
few episodes, like for sure. So
Yeah,
from
and
that
all of these feuds,
standpoint,
they're gonna come to a head for sure. And I'm sure it's gonna be, a pivotal moment in the season. So I understand it to that extent. I just don't understand they'll spend like so much time on it and then it's like they'll show another tribe and it's like I don't even know these people right now. Like I have no idea the dynamics of this tribe. I have no idea. Like we have contestants like Tiffany who's only had 2 diary rooms. Oh, not diary rooms. I think they're considered talking heads. The
confessional.
confessionals. Every show calls them something different.
Yeah.
Um she's only had like 2 confessionals in the last like 5 episodes, whereas Zach Brown, when he came to visit, had 4. Like that's crazy.
That is crazy. They really loved Zach Brown visiting.
They really loved it, and he's not the last celebrity guest, so I'm like not looking forward to
The next
Mr.
one.
Beast's arrival for
Oh
sure.
my God. Oh my God. They're doing a Mr. Beast episode.
Yeah.
Ew. Ew. I
Yeah.
wonder how all the crotchety Survivor fans feel about that.
Well, I guess we'll see. No one is
That's
excited about it. Like no one is like,
no.
I can't wait for the Mr. Beast episode.
Who would be excited? I did watch the Mr. Beast Amazon Prime competition show. I watched it. And that's because when I turned on the TV and put that on, I knew what I was getting, but I would be really pissed to have him come and invade my show. Like, I don't want him coming to Big Brother.
No. That if it were up to me, I'm like a reality show purist. If it were up to me, Survivor would be normal Survivor.
Yeah.
Like have them, starve a little bit, but not too much, but
Fight
like
for
let them
some
be
rice, you
competitive.
guys. Come on.
Right. Big Brother, stop adding weird, big bogus twists. Just let the people play.
Yeah. Yeah, no, you're so right. That's a good takeaway, and that's a great place to leave it too, Sammy.
I
Reality
agree.
TV purist
Reality
of
TV
Bravoholics
purist.
Anonymous. I love that.
Absolutely.
Well, is there anything that you want to share with our audience that you have coming up, or is it just check you out on TikTok as you're covering all of these shows? What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I'm always covering stuff on TikTok. You're going to hear a lot of House of Villains, Survivor, Love Island is going to be a big one. Even though my Love Island videos always flop, and my theory for it is that nobody wants to listen to some like fat dude like talk about Love Island.
Wait, what? Maybe that's how you market it. Maybe that's your new marketing
Yeah.
angle.
Girl, like last
That should be your
season,
hook. That's your opening hook.
yeah, fat dude talks Love Island.
Literally, that'd be hilarious. You're like, if you ask me.
A fat man.
Yeah.
But like my wife is hot, so like
Good.
I
Yeah, of
do have
course.
experience here,
Of course your wife is hot. You watch reality TV. That's all we
Exactly.
want. That's all we
I,
want.
but yeah, when I was covering it last year, and I don't mind people calling me fat or like even if it's derogatory, like I am fat, I don't care about that at all. But like it
Mhm.
was very clear that people were like, "What would you know about it?"
And you're like, excuse me. Excuse me, I could be in the villa. If
Let me
Berkey
show
could
you my
make it in the
wife. I already
villa.
won.
Okay.
You know? And then of course Big Brother is what I'm undoubtedly most known for. I'm the dude that posts the live feed updates at 5 in the morning. Get your coffee ready, put on my channel, you'll see all the live feed updates. I
Well, I'm gonna
record
be
all of
following.
them.
I can't wait.
Heck yeah, I record them, you'll see the clips, you'll see it all.
Well, we're gonna have you come on and talk all about it, and like, I can't wait to see you back at Bravoholics Anonymous at a future meeting. Thank you for joining us today.
Thanks so much for having me, I appreciate it.
This is rocked. Okay, well, everybody check out below, follow Sammy on TikTok and wherever else you get your social media content, and we'll see you at next week's meeting. As always, keep your champagne cold and your taglines iconic.
I love
Great.
that end tag.